Most of us feel like absolute zombies on a short night of sleep, right? But what if I told you there's a tiny group of people out there who actually thrive on just 4 hours? Welcome to Sleepedia, a corner of the internet dedicated to the science of sleep and circadian rhythms. And this whole idea, it really leads to a big question. So, let me just ask you, could you thrive on 4 hours of sleep? I mean, really think about it. What would you do with all that extra time? Would you finish that big project, learn a new language, finally binge watch that show everyone's been talking about? It's a really tempting thought, isn't it? Especially in our nonstop world. Well, this brings us to the really fascinating difference between the average person and what scientists call a natural short sleeper. I mean, just look at this contrast. While most of us need our 7 to 9 hours just to feel human, these folks are genuinely refreshed and alert on just 4 to 6. And they don't just get by, they are operating at 100%. No caffeine required, and none of that brain fog or crankiness we all know a little too. Now, this isn't about willpower or some new life hack you can learn. Nope, it's a rare, inherited biological trait. Scientists have even given it an official name, familial natural short sleep, or FNSS for short. And that key word there is familial. It literally runs in families. This stuff is hardwired right into their DNA. So, how in the world do they do it? Okay, here's a simple way to think about it. Picture your brain's nightly maintenance as a cleaning crew. For most of us, that crew needs a full 8-hour shift to clear out all the metabolic junk that builds up while we're awake. But for these natural short sleepers, their cleaning crew is like a high-tech, super efficient squad. They get the exact same job done perfectly in like half the time. So how is that even possible? Well, the secret is in their genes. It's not a defect. Think of it more like a biological software upgrade. Researchers have actually pinpointed several key genes. You've got ADRB1, which keeps the brain's wakefulness centers more active. Then there's DEC2, which helps manage the brain's natural stay-awake hormone. And maybe the wildest one is NPSR1, which actually seems to protect their memory from the bad effects of sleep loss. It's a legit genetic superpower. And this, of course, brings us to the million-dollar question, the one that's on everyone's mind, especially in today's hustle culture. Can you train yourself to sleep less and become one of these elite sleepers? Well, the scientific consensus is a firm, unambiguous no. As this powerful quote says, your ideal sleep duration is a hardwired biological trait, a lot like your height or your eye color. You just can't train your biology to be something it's not. So what happens when you try to force it anyway? This is where it gets a little scary. You might feel like you're adapting, but you're not. You don't actually get used to less sleep. What really happens is your brain just gets worse and worse at realizing how tired and impaired it truly is. It's like your body's low battery warning just stops working. You're running on fumes, but you don't even know it. And the cost of trying to cheat your own biology, it is incredibly high. For the average person trying to survive on short sleep, the risks are pretty severe. We're talking about an increase in dangerous deep belly fat, a higher risk of heart attack, and even a greater risk for dementia later in life. The takeaway here is crucial. This is not a game you can win. Okay, so how can you tell if you might be one of the lucky few without, getting your entire genome sequenced? Well, here's a simple 3-point self-test. First, the no alarm test. Do you naturally wake up feeling refreshed after just 4 to 6 hours, even on the weekends? Second, you never feel the need to catch up on sleep with long naps or by sleeping in. And third, your energy is just consistent all day long, no caffeine required. So, what's the verdict? If that 3-point test doesn't describe you to a T,
then the message from your body is crystal clear. It needs the full 7 to 9 hours, period. And listening to that signal isn't a weakness. It is one of the smartest things you can possibly do for your health and your success.
And that really brings us to the real takeaway from all of this. For the vast majority of us, the path to success isn't about sleeping less, it's about sleeping smarter. And that is where every single one of us can make a huge difference. So let's just reframe this whole conversation. Instead of fighting your DNA by trying to sleep less, which, let's be honest, just leads to burnout, the real success hack is fueling your DNA by sleeping better. It means respecting your biology to get that clarity and peak performance we're all after. It's not about the quantity, it's all about the quality.
So, here's how you can start sleeping smarter, like tonight. First, focus on sleep efficiency. Make your room a sleep sanctuary, dark, cool, and quiet. Try to maintain a consistent sleep schedule, even on weekends. And just remember, for most of us, sleep is a marathon, not a sprint. We've got to give our bodies the respect they deserve.